What's up, guys? Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing the valve cover gasket on the E46 M3, the SMG conversion one. I noticed a little bit, some fluid, along the lower side of the valve cover gasket, and I actually made an order the other day to ECS, called them up, ordered a new valve cover gasket, and I'm just gonna change that out, show you guys, how this could be done. It's not really that hard of a job, but just in case you might feel a little bit intimidated or whatever the case may be, I'll show you guys step by step on exactly what you need to do, so you don't have to bring it into the dealership, the stealership, or so you don't have to bring it into any local shops. You could actually save yourself a couple bucks. I don't have the kit here with me yet because it is now New Year's Day, and as you know, everything is closed. Nobody's moving any shipments. I did order it. It is supposed to come tomorrow, so for today, I'm just gonna prep everything, take off the valve cover, take off the coils and everything, get everything ready. So as soon as it gets here tomorrow, I'll just have to place it on and then reverse the entire steps. So let's go. So I already got the hood open, and first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my bar. That's a 13 millimeter. I'm going to remove that. Oh, somebody want to say hi. Say hi, Max. He's going about his business. I already got the hood open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the strut towel bar, which is a 13 millimeter. Then I'm going to remove the cover, the housing cover. Just pop these three levers up here. And you should be able to pull this out. Put that on the side. Pop out the cabin filter. Then these are 1, 2, 3, 4 Torx bits. They're a 30T Torx bit that's holding this part here in. I'm just gonna grab my Torx bit, take that out, take this out, and then I'm gonna go from here. So if you guys can notice that the top portion, this is the valve cover gasket here, and the top portion, usually the top portion is going to be clean because the engine is slightly tilted that way, so you're not going to see any leaking or seepage here unless you really got a major problem. But where you are going to see it is on the lower end, and as you can see on this lower section here, you can see where the oil starts to seep from the pressure in the head. It starts to seep there, and going along the entire side, you can see where it's going along the entire side on the lower end. If I move the light back towards the back, you can see where some of the oil has been seeping down on the backside of the motor. So to remedy this, just get yourself a new valve cover gasket, and that'll fix the problem. That'll fix any leaks, and that'll avoid any dripping on my garage floor. this is the coil packs. These are the coil packs here. 6 of the coil packs, and the harness runs alongside. The harness runs alongside to the back of the engine. These are extremely hard to get up, so what you want to do is either grab an extension or grab a screwdriver, put them through the center, and then help force it up. Try to do it with your finger. It's gonna hurt. There's a little mounting bracket. There's a mounting screw here. It was about 8mm. Just pull that off. And then there's also one back here. I'm gonna pull that off so I could get the entire harness off as well. And then gonna get this out of the way. Be sure when you take off the cover to put the oil cap back on, because you don't want anything falling in there. Anything falling there, you're in a world of trouble. So let's get these pieces off and clear off the top of the valve cover. So once you guys get to this point where the harness is loose and it's ready to pop right up, there is right below, right down here, there's a ground screw, which is 10mm in the head. I have to remove that. Then right behind it is a banjo bolt. There's a banjo bolt for oil line. Gonna have to remove that as well. You want to be careful that when you're removing this banjo bolt, there is a washer on the inside and on the outside. The inside one is prone to fall right down there into oblivion. Try to do your best to not lose that, because if you lose it, you're going to have to get another one. I mean, if you purchase the kit from ECS that I purchased, it does come with 2 replacements, because they know that more than likely you're going to drop that into oblivion and it's going to be gone. You don't want to do that, guys. So I'm just going to remove those 2 pieces, and I'm going to get this harness out of the way, because I need to take this harness and get it out of the way as well, because I need to clear everything over the top of the valve cover. All right, so correction, guys, it's actually a 13. It's a 13 bolt that goes onto this. It goes onto this ground wire in the back, and I have my dog here eating pieces from everything. Max. What you guys want to do is, when you pull out your coil packs, you want to just lay them down on your workbench or wherever you lay them down. Lay them down in the order of which you're going to take them out from. Reason being is just because it's just good practice to put things back exactly where they came from. You don't want to just start mixing and matching them up, because it's not like they're brand new. So, just keep every cylinder at the levels of which they were at before. This harness here, just try to tuck it back here as much as you can tuck it back, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the bolts for the valve cover itself, and then I just need enough clearance. You need enough clearance to, you know, pull it up and get it out of there. So. All right, guys, so very interesting, you know, and this is why I choose to work on my cars, all the time. I don't care what it is. I'm going to always do it myself. I don't trust shops anymore. I don't trust anyone touching my cars, period, because I know that I'm very thorough. So as I said, when you take off this banjo bolt, there's supposed to be two washers on the inside and the outside. That way you don't get any leaks. Now, I just took this banjo bolt out of the oil line there, and ironically enough, they did not have the inside banjo bolt. I mean the inside washer. Now, that could just be my issue. That could be my number one issue why, you know, I'm getting a drip type leak, or, you know, a significant amount of leak, you know, for me. Like what was happening, you know, along the bottom of the valve cover. You know, that happens with time, that happens with miles. But for you to get something that you could see on your floor, you know, that's a major issue, and something like this would cause such a major issue. So I'm definitely going to be replacing, you know, the washers on the inside and outside of this banjo connection. All right, so just like that, guys, the valve cover is off, and, you know, now's a good time, you know, if you do have a valve adjustment kit, now's a good time for you to, you know, try to utilize that kit and, you know, just see where your valves are, see if they need to be adjusted. Many of you might know, you might not know, the M3 is supposed to be adjusted every 15,000 miles, 12 or 15,000 miles. You're supposed to get in here, and, you know, some manual adjustment for the valves on M3. You just use a shim kit and shim those. But I'll probably do that in another video. So tomorrow when the kit comes, it's gonna replace these gaskets here are coming out, and the main gasket is going to be coming out. I mean, you know, looking at the gasket, I mean, it does look a little worn on this lower end there. Going along it, I mean, it looks all right. It doesn't look that awful, but like I said, my main issue could have simply just been this oil line not having a washer on the inside. What's up, guys? So finally the parts that I need for the M3 to complete the valve cover gasket did show up today. Actually showed up a day earlier from, as you know, my favorite place, ECS Tuning. You know, these guys always come through, you know, in a very timely fashion. So let's pop this open, get back over to the M3, get to work, and yeah, get this job done. Alright guys, so there you have it. You gotta love a company that you know, puts these small items in such a big box. They made sure this stuff came, you know, very well protected and you know, came in one piece. So this is a complete gasket kit. This is the valve cover gasket here by L-Ring, and these are the grommets. These are the grommets that you're supposed to change every time that you do this job for the mounting screws that hold the valve cover down to the head. These are the spark plug gaskets, so you don't get any oil flowing over into your spark plug housings. This is another grommet for the screws, and this now is the proper clutch switch, because I did need a clutch switch, because the clutch switch I was running before was it was a non-M3 clutch switch. It did work, but the problem is that you know, I did a coating. I got the car coated to give me the shift lights, so you know, it indicates when it's time to shift. And in order for those to work properly and the cruise control to work properly, you need this brown E46 M3 clutch switch. The non-M3 clutch switch looks exactly like this. It mounts up and everything except for your clutch lights if you have that mod. I mean, not the shift lights if you have that mod, and the cruise control. Those two things won't work. This is a little bit more expensive than the regular E46 clutch switch, but yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, pop this in. This takes 2 seconds. This video isn't really about this. I'll pop that in though. But let's get to work. Let's get this stuff together. Oh, another thing before I get to work. See, with this kit from ECS, these are the two washers for that that oil line that goes on the side of the valve cover housing, and these two are very important. You don't want to lose these. I do have one, but now I have, you know, 2 extras. I'm going to make sure that these are put on and you know, torqued down to spec properly. Okay guys, so the final portion of this video is just going to be the reversal phase of everything that I've already done. So, as I told you, I cleaned off all that gasket maker that was around here. I feel it's pointless. Some people feel it's not. That's at your discretion, to be honest, because there's so much different debates. But I'm gonna take off these. I'm gonna take off all these seals, all 6 seals, off of the spark plug housings, and replace all of those. Replace the valve cover gasket there, and those other several seals that you saw came in the package. They all go in each one of these mounting holes. Each one of these mounting holes where I got a screw out. It's going to take all of those rubber seals out and replace all of those. And that pretty much, guys, is the process here. Just going to take these wires and, you know, push them back in the back there, and make sure that the 2 the two washers on the left side and the right side of that banjo bolt that goes on that oil line. And that should complete this project and this DIY for you guys. All right, guys. So there you have it. It's all wrapped up. Everything's been changed. But what I want to show you guys is, let me see if I could adjust this light so where it's not too bright. It'd be nice if I had another light that was a little bit more stable, right? Oh, gosh. Guess I'm gonna have to invest in one of those. Anyway, so as you can see, this is the gasket here. I cleaned up both the valve cover and the top of the head to make sure I get a nice seal. And that's what you guys want to make sure you do. Just say where you get a nice seal all the way through. Now, like I said, some people sometimes put some RTV at the bottom. Some RTV sometimes coming all the way around here towards the bottom, going all the way to the back. But like I said before, I don't really see why that's necessary, because if you clean this up properly, you torque everything down properly, you're going to get a nice clean seal along the entire valve cover gasket. So yeah, everything is clean now. I got my washers in the banjo bolt back there. You just want to observe, for the next couple 100 miles, all alongside here on the bottom portion of the valve cover and the head where they connect. Just make sure you don't see no oil stains and no oil leaks anywhere along this entire line. And that way you solve your issue, you're good, and your driveway is not getting filled with any oil anymore. All right, guys, so the job is wrapped up. It was a success. Everything is good to go. I didn't film while I was putting everything on for you guys. Reason being is because this is the type of job, where the engine is exposed. It's opened, and I didn't want to take the risk of, me holding the camera and talking and accidentally drop anything or make any type of mistakes that's going to cost me time or money. So, it's a job where you just want to be patient. Be patient, take your time, and everything will go back in just the same way it came out. Yeah, that's really much it. It's a pretty straightforward job. I think that if you have a little bit of, mechanical skills, this is something that you should be able to do for yourselves. If you guys do take this to, your local mechanic or take it to the dealer, they are going to charge you a couple $100 just to do the job. Now, do the math. The parts is only roughly $60 for the parts. Yet still, they're going to charge you 2-3 hours, maybe 4, I'm not sure, of labor, which is a couple $100 easy. Now, I'm making these videos so you guys can save money wherever you can save money. It's a BMW at the end of the day. And no matter what year your BMW is, whether you have a brand new 2020 BMW or you have a 1980s BMW, the parts are still expensive and the labor is still expensive. It's all the same. So you guys, do your best, ask any questions that you might have. And let me know if there's anything that you guys want to DIY on that I might not have covered yet. I'm about to do this clutch switch. Let me know if you guys want to DIY on the clutch switch. It's pretty simple and straightforward, but this does lead to a lot of times when your clutch switch die, a lot of guys think that, okay, maybe it's my starter. And then you waste a lot of time and a lot of money running down a starter, and it was never your starter, because this gives you the same symptoms of a bad starter. But anyway, that wraps up this one, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you know that there's anyone that needs this video, please share. Please give me a like, comment, ask me any questions that you have. I will be sure to get back to you guys' questions. And, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because I have a lot more informational videos to share with you guys, because I'm one of those do everything yourself kind of guys, and I have a lot of skills in a lot more than just automotive. So I will be sharing a lot more informative videos to come. So please subscribe and let whoever subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Thanks, guys. Peace.